Hi, I'm Cody, and I am a recovering addict. I grew up in Florida, and I went through some early childhood trauma, some sexual abuse and physical abuse from my stepdad that went on for several years. So I started using drugs and drinking at a very young age. I was 13 when I started drinking and smoking pot, and that went on, until I was 16. I just did whatever I wanted to, regardless of the consequences. I definitely had a I don't care what anybody thinks kind of attitude. I had a victim mentality, like, don't you know that this is why I use? Um, I was also very ashamed because of the abuse that I went through, because there was a lot of I felt gross. And those feelings were very overwhelming, and I just wanted to numb them. I wanted to hide from reality, and I wanted to do whatever I wanted to because I felt like my childhood had been taken from me. And while I was living with my mom in northern Florida, I drank even harder. I used crack even harder, and I got pretty bad off. And I guess my mom had talked to my brother who lived up here in Alaska, and he offered me an open-ended ticket to for a second chance, and that gave me a lot of hope. And I finally called him up and I said, I can't do this anymore. Can you please get me out of here? And he did. And I was so full of shame and guilt and desperation. And there was many times that I had a gun to my head and too scared to pull the trigger. It was like I was defeated. It was either my life was going to end or something had to change, and I had no idea where to start. And I got a call that afternoon from Valley Oaks saying that they had a bed available and I needed to get over to quarantine right away. And I was excited and terrified at the same time. People there were very supportive and loving. And then after 2 weeks, I went over to Valley Oaks, and it was unbelievable. It was unlike anything I had ever imagined. While I was at Valley Oaks, they helped me to recognize that I had lied and cheated and stole and abused and neglected and manipulated every relationship in my life for the sake of my addiction. I also, they taught me how to stop my victim mentality and to take responsibility for myself and my choices. They also helped me to realize that I had never really had a spiritual life. Like, God had never been a part of my life. I always felt like God didn't want to have anything to do with me, and I was angry and resentful, and I felt like I didn't want to have anything to do with Him. And because of SetFree and the staff there, they just kind of showered me with love and showed me the way. Let's see, I got baptized the day before that I graduated, and it was really symbolistic for me because I was starting off on new legs, and it was a really good start to a new life and being reborn. It was very empowering. The case manager, Gary, he helped me to build a resume, which I had never done before. And they helped me to get my driver's license back, which I hadn't had in 15 years. And it was also helping me to build my confidence and learn who I was, who I am. Right after I got a year of sobriety, I relapsed. And I realized that I wasn't doing it for myself. I was doing it to check a box. And so I realized that I needed to do this for myself, because it's terrifying how quickly my addiction can take over in just a matter of days. And whenever I was in that moment of I could either keep going with this addiction and keep hiding from these feelings and this, shame that I felt from relapsing, or now that I've had a taste of recovery, I could do this for myself, and I can live a life, of joy. And so I chose the higher road, and I jumped back in with both feet, and I picked back up where I had left off. And I do want to say that I am very grateful for the people that have loved me until I can love myself. I have become a woman of integrity and honesty and compassion and understanding and working on patience. And and learning to give myself some grace, because there's a lot of things that still need to be worked on. I really love the people at SetFree. They have helped me to help me have a life that is full of love and joy and peace that is beyond anything that I could ever imagine. And that's one of the things that I really hold on to is that it was just such a loving and supportive and structured and environment that I needed in order to heal, that I needed to feel safe. Some of the relationships that I have built with the staff of SetFree and the people that are in the recovery community are lifelong relationships. And it's not easy. It's a lot of work, and it's uncomfortable, and sometimes it's ugly, but it's absolutely worth it. I would do it all over again just for the sake of the peace that I have now.